that. Cause you got that. Cause you got that. Cause you got that. Cause you got that. Like you, cause you got that. Something that I need in my life. So give it to me. Cause you got that.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. If you've watched any of the last couple videos that I've done, you would know that I've been having a ton of fun going through Twitter and finding all of these absolute psychopaths who are having extreme mental and emotional meltdowns over Hogwarts Legacy's success. Big streamers like Asmongold, Silverveil, Hassan wanting or talking about, in some cases, streaming Hogwarts Legacy. Because of course the natural response to people wanting to have fun or having fun themselves is clearly to just get angry and call them terrible, nasty things like transphobes and pedophiles. You know, all of the things that rational, totally sane people would do. I think Sun Tzu actually said something about this. He said, if you want to appear rational, like your side knows what they're talking about, make sure that you lash out and insult everybody blindly. Oh yeah, and then the very important second step to that, if somebody disagrees with you, call them a racist. Or in this case, call them transphobic. But we can't just let all of the Twitter crazies have all the fun. No. We have to keep an eye out on specific outlets, and there's one that we're going to be talking about today, an outlet that I actually have some history with. Many years ago, I featured one of their articles in my first video that ever hit 100,000 subscribers. It was a video on Cyberpunk 2077. I am talking about none other than TheGamer.
Ha! Gay!
Yeah, they totally love gaming. You know, they're really big into gaming culture and they love the gaming community, which is why this article calls gamers spineless. I guess it's a weird way to show your affection towards the gaming community. This is going to be a very fun video. Before I get further into this, if you enjoy me and want to support the content that I create, be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. We are well on our way to making this channel hit 8,000 subscribers. You can help me get there. All you have to do is share this video around. Introduce your friends to Metal Gear Mando content that they so desperately need. Now, games journalism is a bit of a meme these days, at least mainstream games journalism. Like I've said before, you have people on YouTube like ACG, Luke Stevens, SkillUp. You know, they do really well for themselves, and that's because they're personable, they're relatable, they actually play video games, and they are gamers themselves. They're very pro-consumer. Then on the flip side of that, you have the GameSpots, IGN, Polygon, and of course, TheGamer. And people shit on these companies all the time for many reasons. I mean, most of the time it's because they can't even play the games that they're supposed to be reviewing. And if they don't suck at the games that they're playing, it's just they have the most absolute shittest take on just about everything. You guys remember like a couple years ago when Modern Warfare, the new original Modern Warfare came out, and these games journalists were talking about how it gave them PTSD. It was just too realistic, guys.
The most jarring part is that, of course, this is in London, and you're crawling through this house. I mean, like crawling. You're stealth walking through this house with many people, many teams, many guns. You got your night vision goggles. Like you're all suited up. But you're going into a civilian house, essentially. And granted, they are terrorists, but it's still weird.
It's unfortunate, though, because like these mechanics are super interesting. Like they make combat a little bit more tactical. They give you a lot more options. Like the fact that, at least in this particular demo, like the environments were very destructible. That's all super interesting, but then it puts those mechanics at odds with itself, making you so uncomfortable to the point where, like, I, at least personally, I feel like I don't necessarily want to play 15 to 20 hours of what I was just shown.
While you are going into a moral gray area, like that's exactly what it is. It is a morally ambiguous area. Your enemies are no longer wearing uniforms that denote that, like, it's not black and white anymore.
Thanks to your intel, we tracked the Alcatraz cell responsible for the Piccadilly attack to a townhouse in North London.
We're working with an ultra-nationalist group. They'll handle operations in the east after the attacks.
Secure.
It is a morally ambiguous area.
We were supposed to have double the body count. It's all over the flippin' telly.
Like, it's not black and white anymore.
Well, Alice, it seems we both got autism, haven't we?
So people meme on them all the time with good reason, and it's sites like TheGamer and articles like these that just give us such easy targets. A link for this article will be down in the description below if you want to torture yourself. I mean, hey, I get it, no king shaming here. Right off the bat, this article does a great job at grabbing your attention. Hogwarts Legacy has made us ignore transphobia, so what's next? I think what's next is we play the game. We enjoy and play the game. It's been really fun. I unfortunately don't get to play it as much as I would like to, but the time I have spent in it has been really fun. As a matter of fact, I actually ordered this really cool replica of Snape's wand. It shoots out little fireballs. Look pretty cool. So, I mean, I guess maybe you can buy some merch after you play Hogwarts Legacy. That could be next. And of course, we have the little line right below the title, gamers are pretty spineless. So right off the bat, this person is clearly very triggered that Hogwarts Legacy is succeeding. And it's this kind of logic that leads me to believe that Jade King here is somebody that would blame gamers no matter what. They would blame them for a boycott or a boycott. Like, let's say some trans inclusive game that has a trans character like Hogwarts Legacy does. Let's say a game came out like that and they were like, you really need to buy this game to show you're an ally. If no one bought the game because it turned out to be shit, it would have nothing to do with the fact there's a trans person in it. But if the game didn't sell well, Jade would start kicking and screaming about how spineless you are. You should have bought the game. What's that? You need to put food on the table for your family. Fuck you, bigot. Hogwarts Legacy has sold over 12 million copies. Good job, everyone. We worked together to show that pesky woke boycott who's boss and stuck up for the little billionaire and multinational corporation. The continued acceptance of J.K. Rowling's universe and its transphobic baggage is a clear sign that gamers are willing to throw aside societal progress and the support of minority groups if it means playing the next big video game. Hang on a second, Joy Thief. You didn't happen to type out this abortion of an article on an Apple product, did you? Because if so, it sounds like you're willing to throw away your support for fighting against child slavery. While writing this article, did you happen to enjoy a Nestle product? Well, it sounds like you don't care too much for people over in Ukraine. Do you see how stupid that sounds? If you try hard enough, you can find an issue with any company, with any product. You don't have to like J.K. Rowling and what she said about trans people, but now to go on and blame every single person that wanted to play the game, which I guarantee you includes some trans people, it just makes you sound like an idiot. But what can we expect? We're here on TheGamer. It's not like we're gonna get anything of substance. February was an avalanche of moral compromises from my fellow critics, friends, and family. I watched as they bargained with their personal worth as a trans ally if they decided to buy this game, their excitement outweighing the pleads of us fighting for human rights on the sidelines. Here at TheGamer, we decided against reviewing or guiding Hogwarts Legacy. Our coverage instead serves to inform the greater conversation and shine a light on how its potential success and the ongoing boycott speaks to far larger societal issues. Yes, TheGamer so high and mighty, because you're definitely not profiting off of putting out all of these articles, farming clicks from people talking about Hogwarts Legacy. Don't act like you're not making money from this. You don't have to review a game or put out guides for a game to get ad revenue clicks, you fucking twat. This whole article, if you haven't already figured it out, is just one giant virtue signal. It's woke scolding at its finest. Because here we are in this article talking about how their fellow critics, they betrayed them as trans allies for playing this game. You know, doing their job, playing one of the biggest, hottest selling games, and putting out reviews like game reviewers should be doing. It's like the author here forgot what their job actually is, though I can't blame them. It's pretty hard to do a job like games journalism if you don't have any actual talent. But it's much easier to criticize others for doing their job, and these are the kinds of people that wonder why they're being replaced with AI. Battle lines were drawn between trans people and Rowling in the lead up to the release of Hogwarts Legacy. Several outlets and organizations made their stances obvious, while others, unfortunately, pussyfooted around the sad reality of how big the game was and the profits it will take in with guaranteed traffic and engagement.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
You mean exactly what your website has been doing, profiting off of all of the engagement? What this reminds me of is when Cuties came out and you had all of these people saying, oh no, it's totally okay to show children doing this because it's speaking out against it. It's showing that it's bad. It's like, yeah, no shit. We don't need to see that it's bad to know that it's bad, you fucking idiots. But TheGamer's just sitting over here, Hogwarts Legacy is transphobic. Why you shouldn't play Hogwarts Legacy? Does your friend have Hogwarts Legacy? Here's how to report them to the police. Like, if you don't want this game getting more attention, stop covering it. But you can't do that because then your website's not going to pull in as many clicks and you're missing out on all of that ad revenue. We asked you to cast aside a product to tell corporations that transphobia was a deal breaker for you. And it turns out it wasn't. Yeah, no shit, because most people don't think about this kind of stuff when they buy a video game. I often include myself in the list of people that are terminally online because these are the kinds of arguments that we get to have. But for the normal, everyday person buying this game, they're not gonna know the controversy going on around it. And if they do know, they're probably gonna say,
do you like having autism?
Not because they hate trans people, but because it doesn't matter to them. They're going to look at people that are arguing about the game saying that it's anti-trans and they're going to tell them to shut up. Just like they're going to tell people that are championing this game because it's sticking it to the trans people, they're going to laugh at them and call them freaks because normal people don't think that way. This is such a first world problem situation with this game. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me. Like, the game does all that it can to be as diverse and inclusive as possible. One of the first characters that you meet in the game, she's from Africa and she tells you about the wizarding school there. One of your professors, different kind of brown, I don't know where he's from. And then there's a trans character that runs the bar. But no, that's not good enough for these people. They want to kick and scream. They want to yell at you for buying the game that makes you feel like a wizard. They don't get it. They just don't get it. They want to try to take this moral high ground and grandstand. It's like that meme of that one dude in the corner at a party. It's just like, they don't know I didn't buy Hogwarts Legacy. You know what it really is? These people are just so upset that they lost. They can't handle it because they're so used to getting their own way that when something doesn't go their way, it just breaks them. They have no idea how to react to it. And this is exactly how we should be dealing with people like this, is just ignore them. It's like, hey, you don't want to have fun with the rest of the group? That's cool. Just don't be a bitch about it. I'll give you an example from my personal life. I rag on China all the time, rightfully so, because fuck communists. But the last girl that I was talking to, she loved Genshin Impact. You think I sat there and lectured her on where her money was going, talking about Tencent and all this bullshit? No, I didn't, because she has no idea about any of that, and she just wants to tell me about a game that she's passionate about. And just to drive this point home about how bitter this individual is, just look at this section. There was no winning here. After you discount all the awkward noise, it becomes a damning indictment of how cowardly gamers can be when faced with doing the right thing. We are all obedient little consumers, desperate for another dose of serotonin that can drown out the fact that LGBTQ+ people are being marginalized and the world continues to burn. We shouldn't have to consider human rights, politics, or our own moral worth as an individual when it comes to having fun. I couldn't hold it together. What the hell is she talking about? This is the ramblings, the written, scrawled out notes of a lunatic. This shit's not that deep. People just want to play a video game. I'm so sick of it. I'm tired, guys. I'm so tired. Let me just wrap it up with the last paragraph from this article. It's like the biggest doomer thing. It's like the world is about to end. Like the nukes are falling down and this person's writing their last article ever. The sales figures and reviews of Hogwarts Legacy don't mean anything to me, nor can they act as a metric of success that predicts the influence it will have on video games in years to come. But if we can dismiss one of the most vocal voices of transphobia on the planet if it means having fun, what other lines won't we be willing to cross? Ignoring a single game in a sea of excellent... Okay, I'm not reading all this. You fucking torture yourself, okay? I think I've tortured myself enough for this video. This article is indicative. This is an indictment on games journalists. No, what this article shows you and this person's overall mentality shows you is that, one, they're extremely bitter. And when they don't get their way, they're going to throw a hissy fit about it, giving what they hate even more attention, which is just, you know, icing on the cake for me. But these people need to go outside. They really need to just get some fresh air because the real world is not like this. I guarantee you that. We live in a very, very small bubble online. And that's the left and the right. It's just, you know, both are big echo chambers and we all deal with the same shit day in and day out. But you go outside, you go to a grocery store, I don't know, you go talk to some normal person, they're not going to know what the hell you're talking about. Oh, Hogwarts Legacy? I saw my kid playing it. Or, oh yeah, I saw the commercial on the TV for that. Holy shit, when's the last time I actually watched TV? I watch everything on YouTube now. Anyway, sorry, this article just melted my brain. It broke me, guys, it broke me. If you want to torture yourself, a link, like I said, will be in the description. That's what I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I want to know what you think about all of this. Let me know down in the comment section below. If you liked the video, don't forget to drop a like. And if you want to help me reach my goal of getting this channel to 8,000 subscribers, make sure you hit the subscribe button before this video ends. I'm watching you. I can see it happen. Before we go, I want to give a massive shout out to all of my beautiful channel members. You are amazing. If you want to join this elite rank of wizards, there's a join button right down there, right next to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you in the next video.